Got a question on TikTok asking, where our office is located at and how long does it take to evict someone on average. Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the landlord. We're on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, our office is located in Vallejo, California, which is in Solano County. I predominantly practice in Solano, Contra Costa, Sacramento, San Joaquin counties. Occasionally we go to Napa County. I've gone to places as far as Sonoma and Lake County as well too. So I typically practice in the outer Bay Area county. Some people don't even think we're in the Bay Area, but we actually are in Sassoon Bay. So I'm born and raised in Vallejo. So I say we're part of the Bay. Others, from the city or Oakland, that type of deal. That's a argument for debate here, but that's where we practice at. We're in Northern California, basically. How long does it take to evict someone on average? Generally outside, your termination notice, your 60-day notice, or if you have to do 90-day notice if you participate in the Housing Choice Section 8 program type deal, excluding those time frames, in Solano County, it takes about maybe 6 to 10 weeks to complete an eviction. And that, when you get to the point of filing your eviction, your termination notice is usually expired. Your 3-day notice to pay rent or your 60-day notice to vacate, usually that's expired. It takes time to file the complaint in court. With e-filing nowadays, it's pretty quick, but you got to get the tenants served. And in court, you have to at least try to serve a tenant personally at least 3 to 5 times, at least 3 times before you initiate substitute service, which is serving another adult that may be found at the residence, that type of deal, at the property basically. And if you can't get anyone at the property, you'll have to show a court due diligence. You may be able to apply for a posting order, and that takes a couple of days to get from the courts, depending on how busy they are. And then your tenants now, with legislation passing at the beginning of this year in 2025, tenants have 10 court days, excluding weekends and holidays, to respond to complaints now. And they may make pretrial motions. They may just respond to the complaint, and then you can set it for hearing. Get a hearing is roughly about a 2.5 week to 3 week process. And then our sheriff's department takes maybe on average like 2 weeks to complete an eviction after they get the order. So it all ends up being total in about 6 to 10 weeks. 6 weeks if the case isn't contested, 10 weeks if you have to go through the whole process of setting it for hearing and calling the sheriffs out, that type of deal. So that's where we're at, folks. If you're in the Northern California area, or you're in our home county of Solano County, and you're facing a landlord tenant situation, and you're a landlord, you need help doing an eviction or terminating a tenancy, feel free to reach out. You might be able to help out. Put your comments, questions down below. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.